As a writer, you'll be faced with one of two situations. Either you'll be supplied with a content brief or outline to follow, or you won't. We've created a special module for working with a content brief, so here we'll look at what to do when you don't have one. Hi, I'm Stephen Jeske from MarketMuse. In either case, it can be intimidating when faced with a wall of data, so let's examine what the data means and how to use it. First, we'll look at content score, which represents how well you've covered the topics associated with the article's subject or focus topic. That score ranges from 0 to 100, and you get a point every time you mention a related topic in the list, up to a maximum of 2 points per topic. Since there are 50 related topics in the list, 100 is the theoretical maximum score you can achieve. However, it's important to note that this score is relative. While you may have gotten an A+ in school, in real life there is no such thing as a perfect article. We do suggest a target content score which you should aim to hit, putting you comfortably ahead of the pack in regards to content comprehensiveness. When using the optimized application, you'll notice the content score increase as you use the suggested topics, within the limits just mentioned. Occasionally, your content score may not reflect the usage of terms that you deem are equivalent. For example, you may be using a term with a hyphen and Optimize sees it as two separate words, or perhaps Optimize suggests the single version and you're using the plural. A common misconception in SEO is that linguistically equivalent or similar terms get treated the same in search. Contrary to popular belief, Google handles these differently if there are distinct intents associated with them. You can verify this manually by searching Google using both terms. In some cases, the SERP similarity shows high overlap. In other cases, it doesn't. That's why MarketMuse is extremely cautious about bucketing terms if they are the same or similar. So if you're using a term that you believe is equivalent, then consider it used. But just make sure to verify the SERP similarity in Google. You may be surprised. The MarketMuse topic model also includes a suggested distribution, which is a range of how frequently a topic should be mentioned. This is a way of helping you understand topic depth based on our analysis of thousands of documents. Just to be clear, this guidance has absolutely nothing to do with keyword density or ranking. Some topics have variants associated with them. These are variations of the term with additional words added either to the beginning or the end of the main term. It's what many keyword research tools often consider to be, quote, related terms. While these can be used within an article, they can also be very helpful in building out clusters. Remember that example from the last video about taking care of a cat? The topic model shows 38 different variants that experts use when talking about litter boxes. Who knew there were so many? Word count is another metric you'll see within the MarketMuse platform. We calculate both an average word count based on the top 20 search results and a target word count that takes into account your target content score. You'll notice that the target word count is slightly above the average word count, while the target content score is significantly above its average. Meeting both these key performance indicators will result in content that is far more informationally rich than the competition. You'll convey far more information as per the target content score with a small increase in the number of words as seen in the target word count. Without the luxury of a content brief, you'll need to create a structure for the content in the form of subheadings. Since it determines the direction of the article, it deserves some thoughtful consideration. Here are 3 ways to map out the structure of your article. First, look at the related topics list for any items that would make good sectional topics. Pay special attention to those near the top of the list as they are the most relevant. Continuing with the taking care of a cat subject, litter box options would be one such subheading. Second, use the questions application to find the most important questions that your audience is asking about the subject. Consider using them as subheadings. Not every subheading has to be a question. In fact, you can turn questions into declaratives. For example, what does it cost to keep a cat could be the cost of cat care. Third, look at the search results for inspiration, but just make sure you don't copy what you see. Now, let's look at internal and external links. Once you've mapped out the structure and added the questions you want to answer, it's a good idea to add in potential links for each section. Use the Connect application to select from the best candidates. As you're mapping out the structure of your content and adding in questions to answer, you'll notice your content score increase. That's because you're naturally incorporating the relevant topics into your piece. Same with the links. The anchor text suggestions come straight from the topic model, so you score more points. Because you're not using "click here" as an anchor text, right? From this alone, you're probably halfway to hitting your content score. Continuing with our taking care of a cat example, you got a target content score of 29 with a target word count of 2,192. An article that length could easily take 5 subheadings, giving you 5 points. And if you add an internal and external link within each subheading, that gives you 10 right there. That brings you to at least 15 out of 29 already. Now you just take it one section at a time. Look at the subheading, the questions you want to answer, along with the related topics to create a narrative. Rinse and repeat. Now in a later video, we'll put this into practice. Right now, we're going to move on to looking at how to work from a content brief.